The government announced that the rains will increase in the Caribbean and Andean region in the coming days, a situation that will be generated because of a phenomenon known as La Niña.
The Minister of Environment, Carlos Eduardo Correa, informed that there is a 69% probability that the La Niña phenomenon will generate high rainfall in the country, a situation that could generate floods in several departments.
Hoy presentamos una alta probabilidad.
Today we have a high probability of having the phenomenon La Niña, a 69% probability, which indicates that we can also have in some regions of the country a high rainfall of 60 to 80% of more rainfall than normal.
The director of IDEAM, Yolanda Gonzalez, called on all Colombians to prepare for this type of precipitation started in the second half of September.
The probability continues to increase. This means that the second rainy season is coming and may have very significant rainfall, especially in the Caribbean and Andean region. So we must take now all preventive measures given the likelihood of rising water, flooding, landslides, not only in rural areas but also in cities that have hillside area. Let's take from now on preventive measures for the second rainy season.
The Ministry of Environment and IDEAM calls on the National Unit for Disaster Risk Management, mayors and governors to advance contingency and prevention plans in order to avoid student floods and inundations.
Now we're following with the COVID-19 report of the department.
Hello, Lisa, good afternoon. Well, yes, we come now with the COVID-19 situation here in our department. Up to yesterday, the National Institute of Health registered 3 cases of COVID-19 here in the department, completing 6,786 positive cases from the pandemic start. According to the Secretary of Health, there are no deaths also. This is a good news for our department. And the Secretary of Health also said that currently, to the day of today, we have 5% of the ICU occupancy. 1 person is in this unit, and 6 persons is hospitalized in the departmental hospital. Vaccination process, there are 73,874 vaccinated here in our department. This is a good news. Well, the majority of people here in the department are vaccinated, and well, taking into account this and that, we have noticed a decrease in the positive cases and also in the deaths of COVID-19. Today, 19th of August, there will be a reopening, the total reopening of our department. What this including the bars and the clubs here in the department. So this sector will be well reactivated economically. Also, we have to say, well, no, the call is to all the owners of this establishment to take into account and to make all the pertinent requirements, to fulfill the pertinent requirements, to have the permission from the Secretary of the Health. So now Teleislas will be aware of how this, the following up of the situation, the fulfillment of the requirement, and also the behavior of the whole community, of the population of this territory. This is all information. Sylvette Mitchell Archibald for Teleislas.
Thank you, Sylvette. And now we continue with all the sport news of our department.
Hello, here are the best sports of the islands. Matches in children's category seeks to keep the children active and give them continuity in football and sports. At the guangaro courts, friendly matches continue to be organized at the children's category so that they can keep active and get into rhythm for the future competition in local football. Professor Nelson Ospino told us.
The game with the guangaro is to help the children get in a shape and not losing condition, because they come in from one stop from 2 years and the evolution is low, very slow. So what we doing now? Try making some amistoso game for them can get shape. When the competence come, they in a good shape to affront the competence them. What I tell the youth and the parents them is take care of themselves, using the tapabocas, using the alcohol, the gel, take the distance from 1 or 2 meters from each other.
The coach's goal is to be prepared and ready for the official opening of the sports venues for the young Islanders football players. Baseball is a traditional sport that wants to continue training players for the future. Denise McNish Howard is one of these teachers who put their soul into sports and are committed to the children's education. Her commitment is to train and educate children, guiding them to become future Major League Baseball players. McNish Howard told us why baseball is so important to her.
Culturally, it's something great, it's something we bring emotion, it's something we bring family together on Sunday evening, on Saturday evening, come make sport, come see sport. If we can remember great sporters like Mr. William Cabeza, like Black Boy them, like Mr. Double Blanc, like my grandfather Eric Time, them used to dedicate a lot and them gain a lot, them give we a lot and left a lot for sport. So I want to say out of my little children them, the next big one we want to get the Major League. We don't work hard for that. We want to see that, we want to instruct them in another way. So that is the reason why baseball.
For McNish Howard, it is important for the parents to get involved and support the young baseball players.
And this is all in sports for the moment. I am Victor Fusalva, Teleislas News.
Thank you, Victor. Now we continue with the weather forecast. The weather forecast for today, August 19, in the coastal area of the archipelago, the sky is mainly cloudy. Temperature is 27 degrees Celsius with winds from the northeast direction with intensities of 13 km per hour. Humidity forecast is of 88% and probability of precipitation is of 53%.